playing some fix my mouse. Yeah, that's been acting up. Anyway, we're back to Amnesia. Excuse me, I'm sick. Still sick. Ooh, I'm tired. Kind of playing round robin with video games right now. Just got done playing Slender. There's an interesting little tidbit there. Hope you guys are ready.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Wine cellar. It won't budge. Oh, there's like 4 different rooms to go into. Sure, we budge eventually, right? Oh no! Ugh. Just kidding. Okay, so let's go to the lowest point before we go to the... Ugh. Felt like a torture would go. Sage was kicked in the and fear she would be punished. has taken its toll, and too many of my less stable ingredients in storage cells, particularly are stained. The fumes will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to prevent it. White cells, guys.
There should be more coop rats. Let me see. And one part aqua fortis.
Chemistry part, cool. This is my third attempt to produce artificial batad. No idea what that is. Former compound lack of potency I need, but since I am close to Columbine and open it our giver, the current mindset. Several attempt to. Okay, it's the experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution. Should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I really hope that. Wine cellar is locked still. Need to go to upstairs.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Nothing. Huh. Yes. Is recommended by Synthesis Russian. Oh.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Dare you move on your own.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it. You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Picturesque as can be, although the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition all travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, as it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All will have their own twists and tales with their some what is it keeps you period. Yeah, there is. Way back to the time 30 years wars. Abandoned their duty, got lost in the cold dark woods, and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty in evanescence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as foreign revenants. They move slightly to the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers as they seek to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is a prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? I'm done. Is it done? Cornelius Agrippa, a well-known erudite, visited all these names, all at the start of the 16th century. He resided in a local inn for a fortnight, which if I remember correctly, is 2 weeks. As he looked for remnants of the kingdom's past during his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records at one time. One day he went to investigate the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Alt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was the mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? To immortal Baron. The Baron of Brandenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Alt, as like most those known to birth. Rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander Nobleman, and the Rhinelands claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout its cruising lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that Baron is in fact one and the same, who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders of this country. These fools have endangered my research long enough. Their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping the watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brandenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both problems. Out of there. GTHO. Get the heck out.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
So this is a map. This is basically- I'm good. Check the map real quick. Backside looks like it's gonna be better. Alright.
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Final words. My confession test out 2 years ago. I was summoned to Castle Brandenburg. Plus aristocracy. Cares about was friendly and offered my proposition. I was chosen was because of my follies of my past and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon the slightest whim, and do so without any questions. In return, he would attest to my character at a royal court, enhancing my position with noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but I came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brandenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were so many, perhaps even 100. None of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted in joining us in a toast. Then the wine tasted funny, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment. Reverse ends. The Baron has locked us and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into the diabolical ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer ... back to the... So it was like all four of them?
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Well, just got to the refinery, and I think that that's going to be it for Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Thank you for joining me.